I am going to Mandalore, so that I may bathe in the living waters and be forgiven for my transgressions.
All right, well, let's talk about this thing, guys. That was a great episode. One thing I immediately noticed, the cinematography and the quality of the visuals was just, it's super enhanced, super 4K. It looked incredible on my screen. Hopefully it looked that well on yours. The story was great. So one thing I definitely want to jump to talk about is the time that we're looking at here. So we know that when Grogu came back in the Book of Boba Fett, how much time are we missing here? Is it months? Is it years? Like, I have no idea. From looking at that episode, I have no idea how much time has passed. So I'm curious, how much time are we looking at here? Because that lets me believe that Grogu didn't leave Luke immediately. There's some time. So he obviously must have been training in that time. And if we're talking years here, years is a lot of training for a Jedi. So Grogu might be sick with it. That's got me kind of like, I'm wondering what's happening there. How much time are we looking at here? Let me know in the comments if you know how much time, the time gap between Book of Boba Fett and Mando season 3, episode 1. How much time are we missing here? That's very interesting there. And then also the Bo-Katan, there's something uneasy about the way he left her. She had a little bit of an attitude and she was kind of cold-hearted to him. I know she wants the Darksaber back, but the way she teed it up to him, she's lost all of her followers. Once she lost the Darksaber, it was a wrap. No one's following her now, so she's an army of one, which is kind of sad because Bo-Katan is awesome. I love Bo-Katan, so hopefully she gets back to where she needs to be. But man, great episode. I really enjoyed it. It's a nice starting point. You always have to start off sort of calm, and the story can't immediately jump into the fire. It's got to start off from a good starting point, and this was it. I'm very curious what he's going to find on Mandalore. Is it going to be poison like they said it is, or is it going to be something different? And the biggest thing in the episode to me was the scene of the Mandalorians initiating one of the younglings. That was freaking awesome. This is stuff we haven't seen yet when it comes to the Mandalorians. That whole culture is like mysterious, and they're slowly peeling back the onion to show us what it's all about. And man, the Armorer, she's one of my favorite characters for sure. Gosh, she is just so epic, so awesome. I can't wait to learn more about her. There's something else going on with her, and I've got some ideas as far as where I think it's going to end up, and I'll talk about that a little later, but I love that character as well. So overall, I thought this episode was phenomenal. Can't wait to see what the season, I think is it 8 or 10 episodes this year? Hopefully it's 10. I wish they give us 12, because we can't get enough of The Mandalorian. Why do they spoon feed us 8 episodes? Like, come on, and it's only half an hour episodes? God, you got to give us 10. Come on. But anyway, I really enjoyed the episode. Can't wait to see the next one, and I've got some hot takes I want to deliver here that I definitely want your feedback on. Give me your opinions. Leave messages in the comments. I've got a couple of hot takes, some big time hot takes I want to get into. So let's do it. Okay, hot take number 1, Grogu is definitely going to pull out Yoda's lightsaber at some point in the season. Grogu's going to have to defend himself, and he's going to pull out the Yoda lightsaber, which is going to be freaking epic. I'm calling it here, guys. He has that saber. I don't think Luke is going to be so strict in his Jedi mind state that he's going to make him choose one or the other. I think he's going to get both. So it's either going to be through Luke giving him the lightsaber, or, which is going to be even hilarious if they do this, or Grogu's going to steal the lightsaber, quote unquote, steal it, wink, from Luke. Luke's going to be aware of it if he does it. We're going to see Grogu wielding Yoda's saber. I'm calling it here. You've heard it for the first time here on Big Time. It's going to happen. Trust me. Hot take number 2, the ghost of Yoda will appear. So we're going to see a Force ghost of Yoda. You know it's going to happen. Luke saw him in the sequel trilogy, and I think we're going to see him here. Hell, we may even see a Force ghost Obi-Wan at some point. I mean, he had connections to both. So that's going to be awesome. We're going to see it. They're going to pull it out. We're going to see that, guys. Hot take number 3. Okay, this is a big one. I have a feeling that the Armorer is going to actually end up with the Darksaber and will rule Mandalore. I know that's kind of a stretch for some of y'all, but I've got a feeling that's kind of where we're moving. Somehow, some way, I don't know if she's going to have to end up fighting Bo-Katan or end up fighting Din Djarin. There's going to be handoffs of the saber throughout the season. I can see it going from Din Djarin to Bo-Katan, Bo-Katan to someone else. And of course, we've got Moff Gideon. He's going to come back and wreak havoc somehow. But I think in the end, I think the armorer might be the one who wields the Darksaber and rule Mandalore. That would be so freaking epic if they do it. And it kind of makes sense. She's the one who's upholding that custom, that Mandalorian custom. She's still clinging on to the affirmations and customs of the past, the true Mandalore customs. So it would be a perfect fit for her to take over the reins at this point. So I think we're going to see that. Okay, hot take number 4. Luke's going to join with Ahsoka to get caught up in the whole Thrawn situation. I can see now. I think Ahsoka's going to need backup of some kind. And who better than to call for backup than Luke Skywalker? When we saw Grogu and Boba Fett, when Grogu rejoined Din Djarin, I think there was a reason for that. I think Luke got called off to go somewhere else. And I think that somewhere else is going to be with Ahsoka. So I think Luke got called off there and he told Grogu, go find Din Djarin, go stay with Din Djarin. I think that's what happened. I don't think Grogu just snuck off and took a TIE fighter and ended up with Din Djarin. No, trust me, that's not what's happening here. I think that Luke is getting caught up in the Thrawn situation. So I think we're going to see him reunite with Ahsoka for the purpose of getting involved into that larger Thrawn storyline that's coming down. And it seems like we're getting like a Infinity Gauntlet, Infinity Wars type of situation here, with all of these shows are going to come tied together in one big finale, huge crossover event, which would be just awesome if they do it. And last but not least, Grogu is going to ultimately choose to become a Mandalorian. We know he's got ties with the Jedi, and of course Din Djarin is grooming him now. I think in the end, he's going to make the final decision to become a Mandalorian, and he's going to become a re-embodiment of the original wielder of the Darksaber. I think he's going to become that type of character. This is going to be further down the line when he ages a little bit more, but I think this season is going to solidify Grogu stepping completely into the Mandalorian track. The writings on the wall, of course, he will never lose his connection to the Jedi, never lose that mentality, never lose those skills. But I think ultimately his role in the galaxy is to take an active participation into how things are playing out, to protect the innocent, to uphold justice. And who better embodies that than the Mandalorians?
This is the way. This is the way.
This is the way.
So I think that's where Grogu is going to end up. Grogu will become a Mandalorian. Well, all right, guys, that's all the hot takes I'm going to deliver for this episode. It's been phenomenal to be back. I am so stoked. Can't wait to check out more stuff. So actually, that brings up a good point. So, of course, I'm going to continue the series of Mandalorian. That's going to keep going. I'm going to do the Bad Batch. Got to go back and watch that. I have no idea what happened on that season, so I got to catch up there. Got to catch up with Andor. And I definitely want to jump back into the fan edit / fan films. I think that's like an untapped source of gold. I love seeing what people out there are doing. Like I said before, I think the fans are carrying the torch a lot better than Disney is with the Star Wars property. Love the fan films, and I can't wait to jump into those. I think I'm going to start doing a deep dive of those. Once a week, I'm going to take a look at a fan film. So if there's anything you'd like me to check out on fan films, let me know. I know I've got a few I've got to catch up from previously, but for you new folks, definitely drop some comments letting me know things I need to check out, and I will, and have a big time reaction watching it. Well, guys, I hope you have a great weekend, and I'll see you next time on Big Time for the next episode of Mandalorian. Later.
Big